Market Michael here, back with some observations. Now, interestingly enough, the markets deviated from the original trends we saw spread across the morning. Once they deviated from that, I said, markets are losing steam, boys and girls. Markets are losing steam. Now, they've lost the steam, and they are putting on they started to do another pattern in which they are trading in a pennant right now. The direction isn't certain either way. Whatever it will go, it's in this pennant, and it's gonna have to swing up or down. Now, we're all on 1 minute except for the Dow here. I didn't measure the Dow, but look at the spike here in the CCI. Look at these spikes. Look at this action. We definitely pushed up higher than what was expected. So let's pop this up on a 5 minute and we'll walk through everything nice and slowly. Okay, I feel like I gotta sneeze, guys. Okay. Okay, on this 5 minute, we've broken this we've broken the channel from this morning and from really Friday. And now we're doing this flagging here. This flagging could be another this could be consolidating for a bull move up. Now, I'm not really sure about that per se. On a 5 minute, we are kind of looks like it's curling up, but in my opinion, we are just losing steam. That's what this is all about. And again, this is about to break heavily through this trend line. We are topped off pretty much, losing steam across the board. Now let's go continuing down the list. Let's look at a 10 minute. Now this is where things start to get interesting because I remember one day I was thinking, oh, we're only a fraction of where we're supposed to be on the MACD, but it's okay. We're not going to go south that much. Well, I just think it's going to take longer than expected to hit these points. Look here, we're 3 and we hit a max of 14. So, and usually you always hit a much higher on the negative MACD than you do with a positive MACD. You guys hear me tell this story time and time again. You take the stairs up, you take the elevator down. But what we're seeing here is a tremendous hold of this support. We're seeing the look at here. Look at a 10 minute for the Dow Jones. We see positive go into the negative but continue to go higher. That is called a divergence, ladies and gentlemen. Same thing across the board except for the comp. The comp is pretty much stopped by this trend line. Now we're going to keep advancing through the time charts and try and see what this new trend is up to. We're going to hop to a 30 minute. Okay, so for the comp, this 30 minute is definitely losing a lot of steam. Now it was the first one to crack, and now the Dow Jones and S&P are starting to crack. They're starting to hit those limits of being just they can't take this level. Now this could be either a pivot point down or a continuation up. What's most likely is a pivot point down, I think. Let's keep looking through the indicators. Let's keep going through what we are seeing with the big three. Now, in the meantime, the dollar looks like it is just bottomed out here at 89. Got support. I'm not sure where it's going. But let's just focus in on the big three for now. This is a critical point whether these indicators flag or they go down. Look here. We're getting some, sorry to stop us here, but look at here. This is possibly an indication that, oh, no, looks like we're failing. So let's keep advancing. Let's go to an hour chart. Now, this is also when it's going to start to get interesting with this hour chart, because this hour chart shows that we had some positiveness with this run up, and it shows that this could continue. but in the same token, we are losing steam right this second. So, like I said, this has the potential to keep going higher, but what I'm seeing, like, we're definitely going to get this pullback to reset these indicators, and that would possibly allow for another move up, but we're going to have to see, because this avalanche, this selling could cause an avalanche. So we're just going to have to keep looking at all these time frames. We're going to have to keep seeing what is going on. You know, because check this out, guys. Look at this. Look at this. This looks like the move is over. It looks like we're going to go down, but at the same time, it could be a moment where we lag in strength, reset the indicators. Like, look at how we had this. We failed overnight, but then we had a strong pickup. That is what possibly could happen, and I am pretty sure I said that this morning, or this afternoon at least. But that is what we're looking at now. This could just absolutely blow up the trend line, which it just did. We're completely underbought here. This is going to start a new trend. So I went over the general outlook of the markets. Now, let's zoom into right now. Again, we broke this trend line, broke it again. So we're, at the same token though, we're getting higher lows, which is still bullish. I'm gonna have to, yeah, it's, I wonder if it's gonna hold. I mean, I bet it will, but no, look, we're failing. So I'll just put it back. So there we are. We just broke through these trend lines, and we're testing support again. Now, I told you guys that the markets lost steam. Probably, I don't know. I don't know when I told you, but like around here. I said, well, we broke this trend line, you sons of guns. But now look. So now I think the markets are set to just start a new bear pattern on a 1 minute, or on a very, you know, on an early trend. Let's check these 5 minutes. Now, and we very well may just reset and get support at this get support at these levels, and continue to take off. We're just gonna have to watch this. I don't think there's any major moves going to happen. I think the markets need to wait till this data comes out tomorrow. Now, it's probably going to be worse than expected. Um, and this market doesn't want to go up. It moved up too fast. And what we're going to get is the markets are telling us that they don't like this, and they're going to adjust for it. They're going to adjust for this overbought level, and now they're adjusting now, and this is just the part of life here in the markets. We're gonna see what's happening, and look, we're failing. That's definitely not good. We're failing this support off the bat. absolutely crazy. I told you the markets were losing steam, and I called that because they were not following the trend line from the support of Friday into Monday. So what does that mean? That means the markets are topped off, and it means that we can't really go any higher. So this is going to be very interesting to see what this looks like on longer term charts, like a daily. So let's go ahead and look at this. What kind of candles do we have today? So right now we're just a big green candle, but I'm curious to see what it's going to look like at the end of the day. Where are we going to find support? This could just create an avalanche of selling. We're breaking this 70, 78%. Where are we going? To this 30, this critical 38? Are we going to find support there? Most likely. That's where I said, probably said we would. It looks like we're getting support at the 78. What's it look like on a 10-minute now? As the markets are progressively getting more intense selling. We're only at 5, so this selling could get 2 times worse. Now, if that's the case, not just, in terms of the MACD per se. Look at this. The MACD has not dropped on the S&P. On the comp, we've dropped for 10-minute. Where I expect us to go lower. I expect us to encounter some support in this region. This is just the tip of the iceberg of when it comes to selling. So, we might actually get a bad end of day. And again, this may set up great for tomorrow. We back down, and in the morning, you know, stocks rise, and that leads us for that gap up. So it looks like some support's going to be found here in the short term. But let's go ahead and set this up for oh my god. Now we're going to use this trend line here. Now we're creating a trap. Now it's got to pass this lower trend line, and it don't look like we're going to even pass this moving average. Interesting. This is interesting markets. Now, where is this going to go? And why am I so into trend lines? Well, these trend lines are just to find where the next trend is going. That's what I'm trying to see and using these trend lines for, is to see where this next trend line's going. And I don't think it takes a genius on this 30-minute chart. It don't look good, and it looks like we are kind of rounding off. And then to find that change, though, from rounding off and going down to finding support and going up, that's why we're using these trend lines, and that's why we're looking in at these lower time frames to kind of guesstimate and picking to see where we can expect a turnaround. A turnaround would happen after this rise up. So we have a rise up. It looks like we can't even pass this this lower trend line, but we'd have a rise up. Let's say we come here and we would fail it, fail this. Look, we just failed the trend line. So even though the rest of the indices are doing much better, but the Nasdaq is not doing good, and it's the first one to show these cracks. I think that's it for the Nasdaq. I think that's it for the stocks being super strong today. We're seeing the first signs of a negative trend here. We're preparing for that negative trend. So I just wanted to update you guys on that bombshell. Now, I really can't see the markets going that much higher today. I mean, an hour chart shows on the comp us definitely pulling back, but we still are strong. I'm not gonna say we are pulling, like officially pulling back until we get signs on this hour chart of lightening up. And even if we do, we could get a wild swinging action like this. You see here, the CCI spiked up, came down, same thing. We had a spike up. We're going to come down into after hours. We're going to come down, but yet yet the price is going to be high enough so where the histogram is still positive. So we're still having strength, but we're having enough to come down and kind of reset what's going on. And this is going to lead us possibly to another bull movement on a daily. But this could also be the moment where we break down and we get, dark green on that histogram for that hour chart, and we start to come down significantly. When we fail this 78 and we fail that 38%, I'm telling you guys that's going to be not good in terms of support. The markets seem to be okay here, even though they're overbought, even though they're high. They aren't dropping dramatically, but they are failing the second trend that's going on. I'm going to have to call it here. It's 218. We're bound for this rise up, but markets are weak and this boat could turn around quickly. We could get a little rise up here and test this, but the CCI is going to be spiking too much, too fast, too soon, and at that point I'll be able to do a trajectory of where these markets will go and what they're gonna do. Because as of now, they're hanging on for dear life, and it hasn't moved enough to cause longer term MACD reversals to the negative. Thank you very much. Guys, be active. Watch what's going on. I think we have a potential here of failing Major League. Look at this. Look at this spike, guys. Look at this. Look what I told you. Look at the CCI. That's not sustainable. All right. Well, that is that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. And I'm going to try and get a video before closing, but I might not be able to. We're going to have to look for this reversal to continue. We're going to have to look for this lower support and breaking down of the trend line and creating a new trend line here. We don't got that much time to trade in the day, so I think we may experience some signs of reversing here. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.